Hey, beautiful spirits, what's up? This is Myron Magnus. Hey, I want to do this really quick, and I want to do this real fast about the robbery that took place last month of Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez. And 3 minutes, hopefully tops with this video. And this is all I have to say. Don't be fooled, okay, by Miss ADALAIDE BYRD starring in this drama, being the star of this action drama, okay, with her scorecard of 118 to 110. I believe all 3 judges should be investigated, and all 3 judges is corrupt. And the true stuntman for Miss ADALAIDE BYRD, who played the fall guy in this thing, since I just heard she got banned from judging any top pro fights again in Vegas, and I think maybe in other states or whatever, by the Nevada Commission. But Mr. Don TRELLA, okay, Mr. Don TRELLA should be investigated as well, because we all saw this fight, and there's no possible way a 114, which is the draw that he saw it as, could be possible as well. 99% of the people who saw this fight clearly called Gennady Golovkin as the winner by at least 8 rounds. Well, he won 8 rounds of the fight, at least. Anybody who put that close, or who said it was closer than that, maybe he won by 1, 2, 3 rounds, those are people who need to protect themselves from the politics of boxing, okay? Miss ADALAIDE BYRD is being used as the fall guy, okay? Her score was to be one that clearly stand out from everybody else's, while the other 2 can just go underneath the radar like they didn't have nothing to do with it. But in fact, I believe all 3 judges has everything and knew about it, okay? And Don TRELLA, who scored this thing 114, should be investigated as well. He is the stunt man in this joint. He is the Joker. He is the one now in the shadows laughing or get to sleep well because nobody's mentioning his name. Well, I just want to mention his name right now, okay? Because I believe all 3 judges knew what was going on. And all the 2 judges, which is even quite misogynistic in a sense. So the feminist community, okay, should get on boxing right now. The feminist community should attack boxing, because what they're doing is making Miss ADALAIDE BYRD look like she was the only one that was corrupt in that match last month between Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez, when it wasn't just ADALAIDE BYRD, okay? ADALAIDE BYRD was hired, okay? It was chosen by Oscar De La Hoya, and probably Don TRELLA too, okay? Who called this fight a draw. We all saw this fight, and nowhere in hell it should be even called a draw. So this man is equally guilty in this robbery, but never being mentioned. And Miss ADALAIDE BYRD, a woman, feminist, a woman, is being used as a fall guy for this. The one who's getting tarnished, now banished from Nevada Boxing Commission or judging any pro fights, top pro fights ever, okay? And that's a travesty too. That's a problem. And they want to mention her history and all this shit. Let's look at the history, pardon my French. Let's look at the history of the other 2 judges and see if they all have any questionable scorecards in their history, in the past fights that they judged, okay? And I don't try to make this a race issue, but don't be protecting, the 2 men, and one particularly being white, Don TRELLA, who judged this a draw, and then come all down on the women, and especially a black woman at that. I mean, that looked like too easy of a scapegoat that's set up for the powers that be that made this happen. Okay? So people, who is Don TRELLA? Do not let him go under the radar and ride his horse off into the dust, okay? Or to the dawn, or whatever you would call it. for his involvement in this, because he was just as guilty as Adalaide Byrd and everyone else involved. And that's all I had to say, because everybody, they done gave the hammer to Miss Adalaide Byrd, while these other two judges can go ahead and act and go off in anonymity like they didn't have nothing to do with it. And I believe that's wrong. That's completely wrong. And that's all I had to say. This is Myra Magnus. Boxing great. More love.